This League of Legends knockoff has 1 billion downloads and is now actually more popular than the original game that it copied. This is Mobile Legends Bang Bang, a very clearly inspired MOBA game on mobile. So, how did we get to the point where a copy of League has now overtaken the original, and what does Riot think about all this? Firstly, let's look at some of the striking similarities between the two games. The logo, the map, many of the heroes, and even down to the Scuttle Crab are all clearly inspired by League of Legends. Although MOBAs mostly have the same concept, this goes a little bit further. A ton of abilities are also inspired too. There are also accusations that they've copied things from Wild Rift as well. So why is this game so popular? Well, it's mostly popular in Southeast Asia, and there are several factors contributing to its massive success. It's easily accessible and offers fast, engaging gameplay. For a mobile game, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, or MLBB, seems to have this original idea on lock. Oh, it's not original? Well, that doesn't seem to matter since Mobile Legends has had over 1 billion downloads since its release. The free-to-play model is a driving factor in the game's popularity, but there are plenty of in-app purchases if you're tempted to spend your money on what they have to offer. Since MLBB is a MOBA game, a genre known for being competitive, the depth and fast-paced action of MOBA games offers an experience that most other mobile games can't compete with. There's even ranked lobbies, alongside a thriving esports community. In a similar vein to PUBG Mobile, this has really helped to promote the game by showcasing the very best players with higher stakes, most recently at the Esports World Cup, where the total prize pool for the tournament was $3 million. Laughably, this is 3 times more than its inspiration, League of Legends, where the prize money was only $1 million. The prize money is clearly justified, as it was reported that MLBB was the most watched tournament at the Esports World Cup. So how do they make their money? Well, you'd think that with 1 billion total downloads the game would be raking it in, and you would be correct, but given the player figures, it's lower than you might expect. In the past 4 years, Mobile Legends has averaged around $200 million in revenue annually. Despite the game's popularity, it's far from the highest earning mobile game in the genre. For comparison, the highest grossing mobile game, I think of all time, Honor of Kings, which is another MOBA, is listed as having made over $18 billion since its release in 2015. Mobile Legends uses a currency known as diamonds, which players can purchase with real money. The diamonds can be exchanged for buying new heroes and skins. I'm sure this all sounds very similar. Although you can unlock most by just playing the game, sometimes the easier route is just to buy them. The game also supports optional ads, which gives you a small reward attached to the other side. Mobile Legends will also run special events where the game offers exclusive skins, heroes, and other items that are only available for a limited time, which obviously encourages players to spend money to obtain them before they're gone. There are also regular promotions offering discounts on bundles of items, skins, and diamonds, enticing players to make purchases. Moonton, the developer, generates revenue through sponsorship deals, collabs, and partnerships as well, with some big household names including Star Wars, Transformers, and Kung Fu Panda. Official Mobile Legends merch as well is available through a number of channels. Now onto the lawsuits and angry League players. Unsurprisingly, Riot weren't exactly hiding under a rock when this game first blew up a few years ago. Understandably, in 2017, Riot decided to send their lawyers round to the folks over at Moonton to give them a piece of their mind. They hit them with the shocking allegation of replication of in-game elements from League of Legends. Interestingly, this case was actually dismissed since the court decided that it wasn't their problem and actually fell under Chinese jurisdiction. So that gave Moonton a bit of breathing space for a couple years, although they did actually decide to rebrand just to be safe. And then in 2022, Riot were back, and this time they were serious. They alleged that certain content in Mobile Legends was clearly very heavily inspired by League of Legends, with many in-game assets bearing a striking resemblance to those you'd find in League. I mean, come on, it's not even just the champs and the maps, it's down to their logo. These clear examples of inspiration go on, and the League community are especially motivated to call them out constantly, which we'll get onto in a bit. Unfortunately for Riot, they had a case of deja vu in the courts, since the courts once again dismissed the case and said it was really a matter which fell under a different jurisdiction yet again. Now, since much of all this is back-end stuff and we don't know the full answer as to why, but in 2024, Riot did decide to withdraw all of their related lawsuits after the two companies reached a settlement. If we do a bit of digging, I think I have an idea why they ended up settling things though. Riot is entirely owned by Tencent, right? I think most people know that by now. Well, Moonton, the Mobile Legends developer, is owned by the Nuverse subsidiary of ByteDance. And ByteDance is, that's right, in a working relationship with Tencent. They're two of the biggest Chinese companies. I think both of them have golden shares, as in the CCP controls them, basically. So to have them fighting amongst each other would be bad for business, right? Better let bygones be bygones and absorb the entire MOBA market. Additionally, according to Reuters, there are reports that ByteDance is looking to sell Moonton off, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tencent is in the running to take the company over. So that's my personal speculation on why Riot chilled out a bit on the lawsuits, despite the very, very clear similarities between League and Mobile Legends. Interestingly, the game was originally just called Mobile Legends rather than Mobile Legends Bang Bang, the full name. But after Riot's first lawsuit, they pulled the game and re-released it with the Bang Bang bit stuck on the end. I guess that sort of explains the unusual name. Finally, the most interesting part of the legal disputes between Riot and Moonton is this. Tencent, on Riot's behalf, sued the CEO of Moonton, Watson Xu Zhenhua, over violating a law in non-compete agreements. Basically, Watson used to work at Tencent as a senior employee, and this law states that you just can't leave with your knowledge and start up a competing company right away. It's a pretty normal contract to sign. I've had to in the past as well. It stops employees from learning all of the business's secret sauce and then outdoing them, usually for at least a few years after they leave the company. Since Watson did in fact start up a competing business, Tencent won this one in 2018 and they received a settlement of nearly $3 million. But enough about all the legal stuff and how most players of both games will happily admit that it's basically a League of Legends clone on mobile. How does it actually play? Well, we hopped on for a few games to find out. If you've ever played League, the game bears a striking resemblance to the point where muscle memory will kick in. The main difference is the match lengths. Most of the matches I was in lasted for around 10 to 15 minutes. Also, since I was in scrub lobbies, everyone was pretty bad. Also, aiming doesn't seem to be much of a problem, since if a champ is in your range, your attacks can just auto-target them. It is admittedly fairly fun for a mobile game, and I think most of the worst elements of the game are down to limitations which come with just having a game on mobile. It's harder to have a good level of control since all of the buttons are on a touchscreen as opposed to a keyboard and mouse, but that's just one of those things. Remember earlier when I said that League of Legends players were constantly calling out Mobile Legends for copying elements of the game? Well, their distaste goes deeper than just, oh, they copied my favourite game. The reality now is that Mobile Legends is probably one of the most popular MOBAs in the world. It might come as a surprise if you, like me, hadn't really even heard of this game a week ago, but Mobile Legends has a thriving esports scene, which in some cases has clearly overtaken League in terms of concurrent viewers and hours watched. To add insult to injury, in the ongoing Esports World Cup, Mobile Legends Bang Bang actually has a considerably larger prize pool than League does, which is hilarious. Long-time League players and spectators understandably saw this shift happen over the last few years and are pretty furious about the whole situation. But during this time, it's undeniable that we saw a huge shift in the world of gaming as a whole. With increasing numbers of citizens in developing countries finally able to access the internet relatively affordably, hundreds of millions of these people chose mobile gaming as their primary form of entertainment. So what do you think? Did Mobile Legends toe the line, or do you think it's just reasonable in a genre where everyone copies everyone? Let us know down below.